888-478-WDEL. Let's get to Joe, who wants to comment on the Dr. Katz for Senate campaign. Hey, Joe.
Hi, Rick. Rick, I live in that voting district that Katz and Lavelle are both in, and I'm a registered independent, and it's back when we had the storm last week, and I was trapped inside my house. I had to listen through the night and during the next day, at least 30 times the Mrs. Katz violin string.
I'm sorry for you.
And here's my observation after tuning in and listening to the Friday afternoon debate. It's a stretch that is way over the line. To take those dates and then turn it into something to bash Greg Lavelle in is totally unfair. And I believe Mrs. Katz should be angry at her husband for putting her up to that ad, because I know it's misleading. It's something Greg Lavelle would never do. I think most people in this state know his character. And I just don't see him sitting back with his strategist and saying, you know what, we're going to go after him because he fell out of a ski chair and we got him vulnerable here. I'm sure Greg was as shocked as anybody to find out that Katz was able to sit there and scheme and make up this scenario where Greg is being challenged with a lot of dirt throughout the campaign, and he has to come back and at least defend himself in order to fight for this senatorial seat. So I just know it's a stretch. There's no way you can have the accident almost 2 years ago and then have Greg question after Katz attended all the meetings through a period of time. Then he comes out and he says, "Oh, well, you attacked me, and now I had doctor's visits, and you should have known that." Greg Lavelle didn't know and I like to see those doctor visits. He's not going to present them to you.
No.
He's going to hide behind them and say, that's my personal, and we're private, and all that. I've heard it, and I can read through, and I do not understand why a professional like a doctor in his position would want this position that bad as to step over the line and to attack a real good politician that has to be a watchdog for countering the other side in Dover to keep everybody honest.
Well, that's saying Greg's a good person. He's a good guy, not just a good politician.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's what I have to say about that. I encourage anybody that's in that district to read through the lines of what Dr. Katz has done and manipulated his wife to step up and do this foolish game. And it reminds me of the claim where Romney was charged with, when he was back with Baines, with causing that widower's wife's death.
Oh, yeah.
And it came out later that they manipulated the dates, and she had insurance, and it was a false claim, and they yanked that. And I think Katz should have yanked this thing last Tuesday or Wednesday, and not after he was exposed. He didn't. And I hope the people that have any kind of intelligence in the district can realize that he took a shot at Greg way below the belt and took advantage of him. And I just hope the people in our district will see that.
Joe, you said something that's kind of inspirational. Wouldn't it be something if Greg Lavelle wins the election tomorrow in the 4th Senate District, and then you can use, I could, over the next few years, that Mrs. Katz commercial and as an example of why you should not be attacking somebody's character by spinning dates and misrepresenting facts and things like that, having a really ugly campaign, because everyone believes, the dirty campaigns, they work. Wouldn't it be great?
It would be nice.
And then I could use that as an example of, look, here's how ugly and dirty a campaign can get, and when you do this, it turns people off, so you don't want to do that.
But I've seen, for instance, in that same area, when Mike Ramone ran,
Dave
he was lambasted with false accusations the last week. He couldn't defend himself because Mike would not get down in the dirty ditches to play that dirty politics, and And I just feel as though the same thing has occurred here. I think Greg Lavelle has really kept his head above board on this, responding as classy as he can. I just hope it's exposed for what it is tomorrow.
Well, I know we have the commercial coming up, and I encourage you then, who've been going crazy here in the spot, remember that the doctor's wife says that she married her cats. When you hear the when you hear the commercial, listen for the part where she said, "When I married my cats."
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Take care, Joe.
Bye.
All right. Take care. I think that would be. It's a great opportunity because that is about as low as it gets. You wheel in your wife, and she says some things that just aren't true. And yeah.